Worst day of my life. Ever. For my book talk, I read I Don't Want to Kill You by Dan Wells, and it's a book about a 16-year-old boy named John Wayne Cleaver who is really scared that he's going to become a serial killer. I mean, he meets all the early warning signs. He has intense urges to kill people. He's just kind of a mess. This is the third book in the series, but it's also the final book, so a lot of things come to a close in this, which is why the plot summary is probably going to be a little gappy, so I apologize for that. But if it interests you, read the other books, and if you like what I say about this one, for sure, go out and get it. It would be well worth the $10 that you would have to buy the book for. In John's town, a bunch of girls start killing themselves, and nobody really thinks anything of it other than, wow, that's a suicide, bummer. But John is seeing it as, yes, this is a serial killer, because John has already killed 2 serial killers. Those were the plots of the 2 books before this. But he's already killed 2 serial killers. So now he's starting to recognize them. He knows their patterns. He knows pretty much everything that there is about serial killers at this point. And this one really strikes him as odd, because all of these girls, these previously happy girls, are suddenly just offing themselves, and the entire town has no idea why. So as John is investigating all these suicides, another serial killer comes in, and it's notorious. This guy's nationwide. He's a weirdo. Like, he stabs people with poles and chops off their hands. He's just not a fun guy to have at your party. So yeah, John is working through this. He's trying to figure out these guys. Well, who these serial killers are, stop them before they kill more people. And he's struggling to do this. I mean, these guys one of them is a trained killer. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to clean up a body. He's going completely Dexter on all of this. Whereas the other one is just weird. I mean, nobody knows what this guy's MO is. Nobody knows who he is, what he's doing, why he's killing them, or why he's making them look like suicides. The entire police force doesn't even think that it's a murder. They just think that it's a rash of suicides. So John is on the case. He's tromping through the forest, looking for clues, being a good old detective, going all Batman. One point particularly that I like in this book is there's this great part of symbolism where John has been having a shit day. I mean, it's just bad. Everything's going downhill. He got in a fight with his mom. His girlfriend broke up with him. Everything's just going to crap. And because he's a pyromaniac, which is one of the early warning signs of serial killers, he has a pathological urge to set fires. So he gets up one morning in the middle of the night, and he just drives out to this old abandoned paper factory. And he's been staking out there for days. He wants to burn this place down. It is planned. It is written. It will happen. But the main problem is that there's this cat that lives there. And John is in absolute hatred with this cat. All he wants to do is grab it by the face and bash it into the cement. But he can't, because one of his rules is that he can't hurt animals. So John is trying his best to shoo this cat away and shoo it away and just get rid of it. But then tonight he snaps. And he ends up killing the cat, setting the whole place on fire. It's just gone. And I really like the use of symbolism in that. The fact that the author figured out a way to just perfectly personify the breaking of John's psyche once and for all, in just him breaking a rule. I mean, that may sound really stupid, but if you know John like you do when you read the books, it makes perfect sense as to why that's just the pièce de résistance on how to do that. Because, I mean, not killing things, that is a major, major no-no for him. He even hurts a fly. He flips out and has to do a sort of self-punishment kind of thing. Not like flogging himself, but just say compliments all day because you're antisocial. Those kinds of punishments. And so because of that, I would give this book a 10 out of 10. I personally cannot find anything wrong with it, but I mean, if somebody didn't like it, I would completely understand why. Because there are parts in here that are really twisted. Like the serial killers. I know that suicide is really sensitive for some people, and, chopping people's hands off and stabbing them with poles is just weird, so don't do that. So I can completely get why other people wouldn't like it. If you're really sensitive to gore, don't read this book, and if you choose to, read it with a bunch of antacids by. because you will get queasy. The author is very good at using descriptive imagery, let's just say that. Also, I mean, to some people, this book is just gonna be weird. I personally, I'll read a book. If it's good, I'll like it. If it's not good, I'll hate it. I don't really care what genre it is. So, to some people who are really stickler about what kinds of genres they read, this one is gonna throw them a curveball for a little bit. On that same note, this book crosses a lot of genre paths. In some areas, it's even marketed as a teen book, and our author originally wrote it for adults. It's got romance in it, it's got a lot of mystery, there's a lot of plot twists, but good plot twists, not like Days of Our Lives plot twists, where they're all stupid, and just the actors looking off into the distance while soft piano music plays. If I was good with editing, I would so do that, but I'm not, so too bad. So yes, I would give this book a 10 out of 10. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. I can completely get that. I personally am in love with it. I love this author. I love the way that he writes. I love the stories that he comes up with. I've read all of his other books. I just think that he's a great writer. But there's a definite double standard there too, because I'm a weirdo. And this is a book for weirdos, about a weirdo. And it really works. So if you like it, you like it. And if you don't like it, have a nice day.